All right.
The magic of editing. Look, I'm making Dan sweat already.
Well, I'm feeling under the weather. I'm fighting.
That's
I've
right.
been fighting off a cold. So I was very nervous about doing, but we're announcing that this Pocket Change podcast episode number 4. I couldn't miss it. So
Right. Yeah, it's the big revealing of the unveiling of the new channel. Is that the right words? I don't do words. We discussed that.
yeah, well, yeah. So Pocket, and then so we had Pocket Change since someone during Yakov's live who I don't remember, so I'm so sorry. They suggested Pocket Change, and we talked about it the first time Jimmy came on, and then we've wasted so many people's others times by asking them for suggestions.
That's what we do around here. We're here to waste your time, folks. Waste your time. And you know what, though? Here's what you do. If you're listening or watching, just take credit. Since we don't remember, everybody in the comments, just take credit, and then you won't feel like we wasted your time. You can be the one to say, hey, that was me. Everybody just say, hey, I'm the one that said that name.
It might have been Mike.
It could.
Mike was supposed to be a big part of this podcast.
It could have been Mike.
Mike, yeah, that's our friend from the January house. Mike, the seat's still available for you, just so you know.
Yeah.
Even though we have a name, Jimmy helped pick the name. We don't care if we have to get rid of him.
So next is a logo, right? Because we can't stick with our ugly mugs like that, are we? Are we sticking with our ugly mugs like that?
I don't know. I kind of like it. I tell you, like the last week, I think we did talk about a little bit towards the end about how, at the end, that was great because I have to say, we are taking this serious. It's a serious professional podcast. I guess a professional podcast is gonna be our shit too.
Yeah, we're very, very professional. As everybody, you know what? As soon as everybody listened to this and watched it, if you did watch it on YouTube, I'm sure the first thing that they think of, professionals.
Yeah, for sure.
Which makes me want to think we should have called the channel.
And we now know that Cajun Chris is the only person that listens to the end because he brought it up in the comments. You guys waited until the very last second of the video.
Well, we're learning too. We're learning along the way.
And I just realized that the professional picture that I put up there for the branding on the screen, if you're watching a video, is the wrong one because I changed the font. So I don't.
So that won't be.
Well, that might be the same one from the audio. I was playing with it a lot because last week I was talking about it towards the end that we had a different name, which we can't say because I still have the rights to that name because I might start my own extra podcast because I really like doing podcasts.
Me too.
Isn't it fun?
All right. Well,
how much fun are you having?
I'm having a blast. As you can see, I haven't been drafted yet. I'm still in the minor leagues. So
Joe's he's a minor league podcaster. Yeah. He's on probationary period right now.
Yeah. But one of these weeks I'm going to be drafted to the professional podcast.
Wait, does that mean you're going to start to another podcast? You're going to go to another podcast?
No, I just got to be. You got to promote me. Maybe that's the right word. Is promote me to, professional.
Yeah, when you feel like you're ready to be a professional. Do you have earpods? AirPods?
I do.
Earbuds?
I do.
I don't know, sir. Now, Dan and Joe, back me up on this. I need you to back me up on this, Joe. Dan, you say you're really enjoying and having fun with podcasts, but with the little group text chat that we have, it doesn't feel that way.
It's very stressful. Off the beginning, it's very stressful. It feels better that we've actually come down to an. I didn't know if we're ever going to decide on a name on our own. Like, I don't think we're ever. And then we kept on like we should just keep it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Well, we're still on my channel, but if you went down and clicked, we've already uploaded videos on the other channel, which I just put them all up live today, and I think we have 5 views between 3 videos so far.
Yeah, so you can watch the whole catalog now. You can start from episode 1 and work your way to to episode 4 now.
What you've been watching since the beginning on my channel. I don't know if
we've been getting good views, so there's over 200 and some people that have.
Yeah.
So that's
hopefully they'll come over to the Pocket Change channel.
Yeah, hopefully.
So
why wouldn't they? Because
I don't know.
After 2 more episodes, it's done on your channel. And they'll be like, what happened to these guys?
They could be Dan in Demand lifers. Like it's Dan in Demand or nothing.
It's Dan.
Actually,
Why
but
didn't you?
I have gained like 20 some subscribers over the last couple weeks, so that's good. That's not normal for me.
Yeah,
So
and
I guess maybe
probably
you
lost
guys
those
did
20.
help. Maybe you guys helped a little bit on that, so I appreciate it. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean that we got to send people Joe's way now. Nah, we're not sending.
Don't wait until I get promoted.
Joe's
Yeah,
been
we'll wait.
putting out some content though. Joe's been putting out some videos. What? All right, Joe.
I'm a little behind. I filmed some. As my last video, I'm still in the when I went to the Phillies game. That was 2 series ago. But we all know what happened to the Phillies.
What happened? Just in case the listeners.
Okay,
Well, I
yeah.
do want to point out that if you are listening, you can listen to us, or if you're busy, you can always listen to us on iHeartRadio, Samsung, which is the other ones? Do you remember? Amazon. I didn't say Amazon last week.
Amazon.
We're on Amazon.
Spotify. Did you say Spotify?
We're on Spotify, and we're still waiting. I didn't check today. We're still waiting for Apple and Google. Like I don't know.
Did you guys hear that? That was like a professional commercial interruption by Dan in Demand. We now interrupt your.
I wanted to make sure we got into that. But then sorry.
We should have just waited to the last 30 seconds to put that out there.
Most important information you're ever going to get from this podcast is going to be the last 30 minutes.
Yeah. the last 30. Okay.
The last 30. Even though last week, like the thumbnail and stuff was all our first 10 minutes of the show. And I was like, oh gosh, everyone's going to click off after this. I'm sorry. Oh, was I supposed to mute myself? I coughed. I'm so sorry.
You have to hit the cough button. We're professional.
Is there a cough button?
Yeah.
Is there?
Is there a cough? But wait a second. There's a cough button. You're sending us on a wild.
I am.
It's called the mute button.
Wait. Well, getting back to it, Dan. How are you feeling? I know you were a little bit under the weather.
Yeah, I'm fighting through it. I mean, I don't feel great, but I don't feel amazing, but I don't feel as bad as I have been. Just kind of a cold. I haven't got a cold in a while because pre-COVID. I used to feel like I was sick all the time because I was working in a casino and I was always around people all the time, touching chips and all kinds of stuff. And ever since COVID, I mean, here and there I'll get I'm never sick, I guess. A head
did they allow smoking in your? I have to ask. Did they allow smoking in the casino?
Yeah, they did. I worked in the poker room, so you can't smoke in a poker room. But the rest of the casino, yes. And that when I first started working, I used to get sick all the time.
Yeah, I was irritate your throat for sure.
How did you get paid more to work in a smoking room?
No.
Or like how did you get I was. You have an option to work in a smoking room or not in a smoking room.
They had if you're just regular, they have non-smoking areas in most casinos. So they'll have a slot machine section that's not smoking, but I'm pretty sure. So when I switched over to dealing poker, I started off dealing blackjack and the carnival games as a dealer. It was all smoking. They might have had it depends. If you had enough money, you could be like, I don't want to smoke here, but most of the time you would smoke. Not me. The player would smoke, and then when you would irritate them, they would blow smoke in your face. It was so annoying. It was so annoying.
I can't picture you as a dealer. I can't. I mean, I know you were, and I've heard you talk, but I just can't picture you. Were you a talkative dealer? Are you allowed to be a talkative dealer, or do you just have to kind of be?
Yeah, they want you to when you're dealing blackjack and stuff. They want you to kind of be an entertainer. And
wow.
I went to poker, and in poker you it's called dummy up and deal. You just
Did you just say poker you?
No, when I went to poker, when I went to poker,
university.
University?
Well, I did go to poker school to become a professional poker dealer.
No.
Everything he does, he's a professional.
I mean, I practiced blackjack and stuff and poker. I practiced so I can throw out a flop and everything if you're playing Texas Hold'em perfect.
I can do a belly flop nobody business. Now I have to say this. Dan.
Yeah.
for someone that like, you know, I think you talk about being like nervous and having some like anxieties, right?
Yeah.
That would be the last job I would want to do if I had nerve. I wouldn't even do it, and I'm like, I don't. I have some anxieties and
I
stuff.
got nervous every day. If
Like
I don't
people
know
are
if anyone
losing and winning money right in front of you, and you're
It
the
was
one
hard.
that's like handing the cards to them that decide what happens to them.
I
Right,
hated
you're
I hated
giving them all
doing high limit. What'd you say, Joe?
I said you're giving them all the bad cards.
It was so brutal with blackjack. It was like you have like house dealers and like you kind of like have people like I would hit 20. I mean, it would be the craziest scenarios, and I would like put out I would put out like a 21. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. I had one guy. I don't know I don't remember his name or anything, but he would hang out with me every Friday and Saturday night, and he would just sit in the one spot and just would berate me the entire night because I would just whoop him, just absolutely whoop him, just whoop him. And I was
It's
just
like
oh my,
on a Vegas vacation. The one guy that was kicking, that was same dealer always kicked Clark Griswold's butt in blackjack.
oh.
I got so. Are you a good actor? Like, can you give us? I want to see like an example of how you would have reacted when you hit as the dealer. You hit blackjack and just beat the whole table of people. Like, what? Can you give us an example of how you would respond to everybody at the table when that happened?
Oh, I hit 21. Oh, I'm so sorry. Right, I don't think I'm supposed to apologize.
Yeah, like did you feel obligated that you wanted to win because you worked for the casino, or
Well, I wanted to give them the money. It was
You
kind of
wa-
like, "Ooh, I want you to win this." Like,
because then you would
couldn't,
get
like help
tipped.
them or anything.
Then you would get tipped, then, right?
Yeah. Usually you would. Yeah, I got tipped more when I got tipped. Me personally, got tipped better when I was dealing poker than dealing blackjack. I mean, blackjack was just absolutely. It was brutal. I did it for 6 months, and then I moved to poker, and then I did poker for a few years, and then I switched casinos, and then had to do poker for like another, I think 6 months, or blackjack for another 6 months, and that was miserable too. It was miserable. And like I didn't want to deal like high limit games. I would just beg not to get put at high limit because it was
Right.
just watching someone bet like $2,000-$3,000 when I'm pretty sure they don't have that to be like it was just I hated it. And I didn't like dealing big. I never liked dealing high limit at all of anything. Like even poker, I hated it.
Imagine.
Like just watching these guys, like people like shove like a bunch of money in, like, and I'm pretty sure like I don't know, maybe they have it, but I always felt kind of bad.
Did you have to practice like dummy? How long did you have to practice before like they let you go out on the floor like live to?
So I went to school for blackjack. It was like an 8-week class, I think, and then poker was like 9 weeks. And so I quit. Before I went to the casino. This is way off reselling, but before I went to blackjack school, I was working at Blockbuster Video as I was a manager at a Blockbuster, and I just quit. I quit one day. I gave him my notice, and I quit on the New Year's Eve, and then on the January 2nd, I started blackjack school. So I didn't have a job for like 6 weeks. So literally, I bought myself a shoe for blackjack and a piece of felt, and I would just practice blackjack all day, and I would just practice counting and stuff. So you would like
Shoe?
it's like how
Where
the
you
card,
deal from?
yeah, like where the cards are in
I didn't know that.
in the thing.
Like-
I bought myself one, and
That's what they're called.
yeah,
Spelled like a shoe on your foot.
I think so.
Card
so.
shoe?
It's
I've
a
never
card
heard
shoe.
of that. I've never heard it called that. I didn't know that was
Really?
what it was called.
Did you have any
Yeah.
interest in roulette? Because
Not-
I think that the math would screw me up.
You know what? I never really even messed with it. I just literally I didn't work for the first 6 weeks, and then when I got on I was a part-time dealer, and after that, I just went for the first thing that was open that was full-time. And usually, most people like would learn where I started. You learn blackjack, and then you would learn like the carnival games, which is like the other poker games, 3-card poker, Caribbean stud, stuff like that. And then you would graduate to get like you would go to a craps class, and I think you had to learn craps before you learn roulette or something or whatever it was. But they ended up opening a poker room, and so no one wanted to go there because you're going to a different like department, and you're going to switch your seniority and everything. So I went there so I could get a full-time job, and then after that, poker was like way better than dealing the other stuff. You got to it worked out longer. It was better for me long term, but yeah, because
Welcome to the Professional Gamblers Podcast. I'm
I
your
know.
host.
We're like the worst reselling
I'm your host,
podcast.
Pocket Aces Jimmy.
This is supposed to be a reselling podcast,
And I
now
want to
I'm
ask
talking
you more.
about
I want to
myself.
did you ever work the craps table like that? Oh my god! So like I never knew how to play craps. I'm gonna give a shout out Ken SSK promo. When we were in Vegas, he taught me how to play that. I've already forgotten how to play.
Really?
But when I learned it, I was like, the people working this table, oh my gosh, like what you have to remember and know to do in the betting. I don't even know how you.
So my extent on my younger brother was he started off on craps. He started at another casino, and he went into the business as a craps dealer instead. Like where I went, you had to do blackjack. So he learned craps, and when I left where I worked and I went to the casino I left that I was at before I started reselling, I thought at one point I was bored because I was working part-time as a dealer there, waiting to get into the poker room, and I started teaching myself craps, and my brother was helping me. And I had a roommate at the time he was working up there too, and he was a craps dealer too. So I bought this craps board, this mat, and I was teaching myself craps. But I have like quickly after I spent all this money on crap stuff, they called me for poker, and that was over, and I was doing poker.
Wow.
So
that's it for the Gambler Podcast. Let's go into the reselling.
Let's talk some reselling. If you're still here 18 minutes in, 19 minutes in, please, I apologize.
There was no stopping Dan from getting that out.
Well, similar to a craps table in gambling, I went to my bin store. That segue. I went to my bin store that opened up.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
ask how was that?
What day did it open? It opened last week, Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday? I remember you saying.
I don't remember. Was it Thursday? Okay,
I believe so. I was listening to the clickbait podcast, and Ken went.
Okay, they talked about it. All right, so went there on Thursday, and we thought maybe there'd be a long line. There wasn't a bad line. Maybe 25 people in line before the door opened for the grand opening, like the first time ever opening. It was good. I mean, we've been back since, and we did good both times. We went back I'll go to the first time. The first bin I walked up to had toys in it, and I pulled about 15 vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out of there.
No way.
And we pulled all kinds of good stuff. I can't, like some Brothers toner cartridges new in the package. I mean, we did really good the first day, but there was quite a few people, 25, 30 people. But we went back yesterday because we had to run to that town, and there was 7 people in there.
Really?
7 other shoppers, and then Sonia. So I made 9 total shoppers. Like no competition. Like we're finding Danner boots. I'm finding Orvis boots. Like I'm finding all these. Like
I'd be going every day. You should go every day.
Yeah, So like, man, I'm tempted to say, Sonia, like, let's just go every day. Like, there's nobody, because how won't that drive you crazy knowing that if nobody's there shopping, picking this stuff, it's like, is it going to the landfill because there's nobody there to, and there's good stuff just slipping through the cracks like every single day.
Yeah.
Now I'll say the number one shoppers there are clothes shoppers. Like the clothes, I don't think a lot is slipping through the cracks on the clothes. There's, those 7 shoppers that were there, most of them were there for the clothes. Like Sonia and I, we were more into the hard goods, and we were doing good over there. But yeah, it's there's no.
Is it like a regular like Goodwill bins that you see on these other videos? Like, so they're like, how many bins are out at like one time?
There's probably 9 rows, and each row has 5 bins in the row.
Oh wow!
So it's The only thing that I worry is with them not having a ton of shoppers, like how long will it last if they don't have a. But I imagine like on a Saturday it'll be more packed. Like it'll be packed on a Saturday when there's a lot of people there.
They're
Or
probably
when there's a lot of people off work.
I bet you too that they have. It's kind of. Have you talked to anyone that works there or anything?
Not really, no.
It might be like a soft kind of opening or whatever, and then when they have like they'll have like a big grand opening. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I
maybe.
gotcha. Yeah,
And then maybe once the word gets out that it's there, I'm sure it'll.
yeah, that's true because they opened a Goodwill store, a retail store in my town. They did the soft opening, and then they had the grand opening. Literally like 4 weeks, a month later.
Let everyone get comfortable, acclimated. But I would go every day. Huh?
That when they had the big grand opening at my Goodwill, I was kind of a grouchy person while I was there.
Really? Why?
There had to have been 25 higher ups in this small town, and I'm like I'm like, man, all these people just standing around for this grand opening. I'm like, so how much do you think annually that is standing right there? So I was like, do you think it's over $1 million annually just standing around? That's terrible. But man, I couldn't even believe there was that many higher ups in Bucyrus, Ohio for a grand opening.
They probably traveled in. Probably,
yeah. I'm sure, yeah, for sure.
Because like the Goodwill here is like grouped in. Like I think we're grouped in with like South Jersey, even though we're in Pennsylvania. Like they group it, different things. Right. And if I go like, 20 minutes away to another Goodwill, that's considered something in Pennsylvania. Like a different area. So.
Yeah. So the one in our town is linked to the bins, so they're the same company.
Okay.
So like the one in Bucyrus is linked to the ones in Marion, and I think that's the big because they're named the Marion Goodwill so it's linked to that.
How did they come up with that name?
That's the name of the town, Marion. Yeah. So the bins, it was good both times. We spent about $40 each time we went there. The first day, I can't remember the best thing we found on the first day, but yesterday when we were there, I found a pair of Danner boots. You heard of Danner?
Yeah.
Like $90 boots.
I think I have a pair someplace around here.
I think they're worth about $90. They were there. And
how much is it a pound at your Goodwill?
It's a little high. It's $1.98, so it's a little high. Or $1.89. I'm sorry, $1.89.
What's yours, Dan?
They just moved up to $1.59. But I they go up 10 cents like every end of October or beginning of October around that time since I've been going. So it started off at $1.29, but like so if they're opening a brand new one, they just can go right to $1.89. Like I think they would have like some kind of. I think ours would go crazy if you jump from like $1.29, $1.39 all the way up to $1.89. So they've just been gradually. I mean, I guess that's what I'm thinking.
I think that might be the highest price I've ever seen at a bin, as a matter of fact.
I do that live with Yakov every Saturday night, and him and another viewer, Nicole, in the chat. They go to someplace in New York, and it's $2
Wow,
$2.29 a pound, I think.
Right.
So
that kind of makes sense, though.
And $1.89 seems. I feel like because I watch a lot of. I'm trying to think. I've seen enough YouTube.
Like Kristen, a rural squirrel, she goes to a lot. I don't know if I've ever seen any of her. I mean, I know it's not that high in Denver and it's not that high in Vegas. I don't remember what it is, but I know it's not. Those are the other bins I've been to is Denver, Colorado,
is like $1.89. I think Florida might be $1.89. I don't know. I know. I mean, it seems high, especially if you're. It's I don't know. It's like kind of such a small.
They do the books cheaper. I think books are only like 59 cents a pound or something like that.
So ours, you have to pay 75 cents a book.
Really?
Per book. You have to pay per book.
Wow.
So a lot of times I'm like,
that could be cheaper actually, because books can be heavy though. I mean, at 59, if you get a 2-pound book, you're paying over $1. I mean, books can definitely go close to. They also bundle up like media. So like in the corner, they have like these tubs, and it'll be all CDs, like a tub full of CDs for $5. Mm. So they do, and but you can't dig through it. It's all taped up.
Oh, taped up.
And it just says $5. It says $4.99 for the whole, and it's a big tub. So like there was tubs of VHSs and Blu-rays and DVDs over there.
Really?
And you just got to take the whole tub for $5.
Oh,
So that's
I mean,
kind of good. And then
Buy,
they
did
do
you
that
buy
with
any
like
of them? That's
you
like a
get that, man.
that's like a gamble. It's like a
You can do
lottery
that.
ticket.
Take
You
it on
never know.
Whatnot. You should buy it, and you should go. You need to go
man,
every day.
Dan will do a whatnot while he's sick and make more money than me
Oh my
on
god!
whatnot.
You know what, Joe? Joe, I'm gonna tell you that because I complain to Joe all the time, but Joe's gonna agree with me here that I can't believe someone's actually jealous of my whatnot. Like,
Man, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you these shirts that I tried to run on whatnot, so you can run them for me.
no, I told you. So I did two whatnot shows last week. I've had plenty of shows that I mean, oh god, I almost want to start like end the show and start crying. Like that's how bad my shows are.
Well,
Like,
let me mine to go ahead. No, go ahead.
no,
Go
Joe.
ahead.
I mean, Joe can he will verify that I'm literally gonna start. I would. I'll run a show and then I'm like, oh, and it's not that I expect everyone to be there buying my stuff, but it's just like I put so much time and I'm excited. I think I have exciting
Yeah.
items, and then no one bids or no one's there, and I'm like, oh man, it's my own fault.
I
And then
don't I don't do whatnot, but I can see how it does take time up, and then if it doesn't turn out the way that you want it, how discouraging it could be or whatever like that. But like you did your last whatnot show with the DVDs and that or
the
what
Blu-rays.
the Blu-rays or whatever.
Yeah, he did pretty good on that.
But I
I
think
mean-
there's less prep to that, right? Because you're holding a DVD. Everybody knows it's a DVD. You don't have to worry about size or
So
measurements or anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
And I like to get the chat involved and ask them, what are their thoughts on this? Because here's like for me, it's a challenge, and now I'm thinking of it as a challenge. I know I'm doing something wrong. I know that because I only had 3. I peaked at 5 people, but for the most part, I only had 3 people in there, and they were like friends, people that didn't, like Brian Klaus. Shout out to Brian Klaus. He bought a shirt. He just bid $10 on it for me. Like I started at 3. He just put in one bid at 10 and bought it from me. Thank you so much for that. But in the end, I sold 4 things, one of them being that shirt. And the frustrating thing is, and I know again it's me not promoting it right and getting it set up right. I did something wrong there to only have 3 people there. But when I say, hey, do you want me to? It's frustrating to say, hey, do you want me to run something, knowing that you're only going to get 1 bid. When you only have 3 people in there and you don't have bidders, I appreciate those people, but it's still just not. It's not. I can't think of the word, but it's a waste of time because you don't have bidders there. It's just not sustainable at all. You can't run an auction with only 3 people there, and those 3 people that are there are your friends that's just there to support you. So what am I doing wrong on the promoting side? Because I know it's my fault. I know I'm doing something wrong, not promoting it right. Was Saturday a bad day? Do I need to have more than like 12 hours before? Do I need to have it up for like 5 days before I run it? Like, because the stuff I was selling, was it great? No, but it was definitely decent. I was selling early 2000 graphic t-shirts with the big cars and the big color. Like it was decent stuff, and it was not, I could grab a shirt right now and show you. It's like, it has the big color car on the front with the name of the racer. Decent graphic t-shirts, all good size, extra large. So yeah, I know I got to do something better promoting. I got to promote better. And so I'm taking on that challenge, but man, it's rough. Like I ran 12 shirts without a bid, without a single bid.
I did. I did a few weeks of clothing, t-shirt shows, and my prep. I don't know how many items did you load up in your store?
31.
Okay, because I did about 30, and I mean it was rough, and I would only get a couple bids, and I did it a few times.
How long does 30 items take to?
Well, if no one bid,
no, to upload, like to get your show ready, like you know what I mean, like
I mean, it took
at least. Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say because I took pictures like I was taking pictures for like eBay. I took pictures of the front, the back, the measurements, and I put them in the listing, and then I had to go list them and put the measure. Then I would put like the width and the length in the title, and then number them, set them all up, put
Yeah.
them. I mean, over
So
an hour, I would say, probably.
yeah, I was gonna say Sonia and I did ours together, and we only did front and back pictures. We didn't because our plan was to measure during the run while we're running. I had the measuring tape right there, and I'm measuring while we're running it. You know, it's very similar. You know, it's we had the size, but
Mhm.
I want to say Sonia and I 31 items, half an hour, 45 minutes to picture and add into the. And so that got me thinking, like things that for the challenge and what I want to do, what I'm trying to do to get better at it. Is it maybe better to like surprise everybody with what it is, like not like they already know what's there, they've already looked at it. Is it like almost better to come in with like a surprise, like, hey, shirt 1 right here we go, like this is your first time seeing it? I don't know.
I think it works both ways because
Yeah.
sometimes people might not want to hang around for that hour show that you have if they have zero idea of what you're going to run.
Yep.
And then the flip side of it is, like you said, that people might look in there and say, "Oh, I don't see anything." I guess it all depends on how much time like the buyer has. Because I like buying on whatnot. I do shopping on there, a lot, and
Me too.
I'm kind of like both ways with that. If I do have some time, if I'm not doing anything, which is not often, but I'll watch a show to figure out what people are running. And then I think sometimes I get like a better deal in there because there's not many people in there. But if it's, a hot item or something like that, that they're showing and it was advertised very well, that you're going to have to pay a little bit more for that. But I think you might keep people in there. So I think it works both ways. I mean, I don't know if there's a right or what. Does Whatnot give you any kind of like suggestions on how to do that?
I don't know, but like it's actually, I like that you shop on there a lot, because this is a tough question. This is something that I did because I felt like I had to. Do I look bad as a seller when I do this? So I had a jacket on there, a nice jacket that I had that I was going to run. Story behind this jacket: it's $100 jacket. This makes me look so dumb, but I don't care. I'm gonna tell it. Sonia, we went to go ship it. We sold it for $100 on eBay. Sold $100 going out the door. Sonia sees that we missed some stains on the sleeve, and we're trying to get these stains out, and almost all the way out. She's like, "Should I throw it in the washer just to give it a final clean?" I was like, "Yeah, go ahead, let's wash it." Take it out of the washer, and the red had bled into the white logo. So now the logo's pink, and like it's not like it's fixable, but not quick fix, right? So I messaged the buyer, asking, what. I was honest, like we thought we were being nice, and we made a huge mistake. Sent them a picture, like, "Do you still want this? I can cancel the order if you don't." They were really cool. They said, "No, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for trying. I appreciate you being honest with me." They canceled the order, which I'm fine with. Like, I made the mistake. So I put that jacket on Whatnot though to run. It's $100 jacket. I have confirmed sold $100. Now it's like a $40 jacket because it has a pink Bud Light sign on it. I decided though, because I only had 3 people in there, not to run it. And there was one person, "Hey, can you run that starting at 5?" And I'm like, "I can't, because there's no bidders here. Like, I can't run something if there's nobody to bid on it. Like, there's nobody to bid on it. I'm not going to run it starting at 5. I'll put it on the buy it now for 40 if you want," and they didn't want it. Is that a bad move on my part? Does that make me look bad?
No, I think people have to understand. Like, I mean, you're not out there to lose money. I mean, you're selling $100 jacket, or what could potentially be $100 jacket for $40 or whatever it is.
Yep.
I think people also got to understand that, like, you're not giving stuff away, and I understand that too. And there are some times where I do some shopping and things like that, and don't know how that seller made money. You know what I mean? Because sometimes they'll do like the discounted shipping or whatever, like the $8.50 or whatever maximum shipping or whatever it is, and I'm getting a 10-pound box coming from the West Coast. You know what I mean? Like it's it's so
I would have definitely ran it if we would have had some kind. Even if there would have been like 5 or 6 people in there that were bidding on other stuff, I would have ran it. But I had already ran 12 shirts with no bids. I'm like, I can't run this with no bidders. Like, I just
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
What did they
I think
say?
you made the right move. I mean,
I,
they
They
might be
said
upset at.
ouch. Their response was ouch.
I mean,
What did you have it listed as a starting bid already in there?
Yeah, yep. It
And
was in my store
what was the
starting
starting
at
bid?
$5.
$5 bid. Okay.
Yep. I made that,
they could have just bid.
yeah, they would have been the only bidder and they would have got it for $5.
No, I meant
And
like they could
No,
have pre-bid.
Now, if
oh
they
yeah, I got you.
pre-bid, do you
That's true,
have
they
to
could
run
have.
it? Is
I don't
that
think you have to, but I mean, I
No
feel in
one
that
had to.
situation,
I didn't even think about that, Dan. That's a good point.
they could have just pre-bid, and then if you don't run it, it cancels. Because I asked Jen
Okay.
Multiverse is my whatnot
Man, you know what? I
liaison,
might have messed up. I don't think I had any pre-bids on it. I don't
but
think
it
I
would
did.
just cancel if you didn't. So they probably didn't, but they should have just bid. And you're like, oh, I pre-bid on that. Can you just run it? And then in
Right.
that situation, I would have ran it, and you would just been. I felt like you had been wrong not to run it if they pre-bid. But I mean, it sucks.
I
Like,
think I would agree with that. I
Yeah.
probably would have just ran it if they did. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, what are you supposed to do? You can't like
Yeah, I
you're
don't
giving
know.
a starting bid. You don't want to like start the bid. Like you're gonna start it at $20 or $40, and then like you could do that.
Yeah.
You could have done that too.
Yeah, and that's when I said
Then are
I'll
you gonna
start
get
it
any
at
bids?
40, and they were like, no, they weren't interested at 40. So yeah, it sucks. I don't like the decision, but I felt like it was a decision I had to make to not run it. And at the end, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to me. Maybe and I'm more worried. Like I'm questioning myself. Maybe says maybe I should have just ran it. Since now I'm questioning myself over that decision. Maybe I should have just ran it.
It's a weird spot to be put into.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
like, what are you
I don't
supposed?
know. I don't know what the. I never came across that as a buyer. Like the. I usually just bid on what people have. I mean, there's very rare that I ask in the chats, "Hey, run this, run that," or anything else like that. I know
Yeah, I don't
sometimes
do that very often either.
people ask. I'll sit there and, like I said, if I come across it, I don't really. But I don't
Be-
know. I mean, I mean, you had to make a business decision that you know
I would
not to
love
get.
to have whatnot as an option from the bin, like come home from the bins and run some of the stuff we find there. But I just if it's not a good, I feel like it's just not a good option right now. Like it's just
Here's
not.
my thing with like the clothing show, because I got into it thinking when I went to the bins, or if I go thrifting, I find cool shirts that they're $2-3 or whatever,
Yeah,
and they're really not worth time taking the list on eBay. So that was one option when I was wanting to do whatnot. I was like, oh,
yep.
I could
That's
flip those for a little bit real fast on whatnot, and someone they should get they'll make some money. Like it'll be that's what I see on that's what I've seen. My experience is very little on watching it, but I was like, oh, that was my plan. But when you start thinking about it, if I'm running a show and I have like 30 items for a show is what is for shirts is like kind of what I can handle. Like I don't
yeah,
have a big setup to do anything bigger to be organized at all. I guess I could just have random stuff laying around and then I don't have a big inventory for it. So 30 items, and then you have to have like unless you just did all extra larges or something to have a mix, you're gonna run out of and then have it be a specific shirt that the person needs with that size. It's just like
Yeah, I
you
think
can't win.
I think with like clothing and sneakers or shoes or anything else like that, unless you have, I think the people that do pretty well in like that like
category. Yeah, yeah. There's
category or whatever is when they
niche.
have like in a they can run one shirt of the same style, but they have a large, extra large, and double X
Yeah.
because now you're having you know what I mean. Now you're having
Right. Yeah,
three
yeah.
people. Or,
Yeah, it's this shirt. Tell me what size. I got
right,
you.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple people that it says listen for the sizes. They'll hold up one shirt. It's a Nike, whatever.
Right. These are the
Hooded
sizes
sweatshirt.
I have available. What?
I have a small, medium, large, extra large. Well, now you have all those sizes of people that are buying going for that.
Right.
So
Yeah, so the chances of us, the way we source, unless we're going to Ross or whatever,
right.
we
That's what I'm
just don't
saying.
have
It's a
that.
different
Yeah.
thing where you're selling. Like Dan said,
Uh,
you hold up this Nike shirt. It's a double X. Well, and you have 10, 15 people in your show. There might not be anybody that's a double X or just one person. Like there might be 5 people that like that shirt, but that only shirt fits one size.
So the only
personally.
people that are gonna buy it is someone that you get it to them cheap enough that is probably a reseller.
Reseller,
Which
right?
is
So.
and that's how I
No.
kind of thought of. I mean, I had one show where one guy was just buying all my shirts, and he was just like, it was miserable. I ended up just quitting the show because he was making me uncomfortable. Because he was just like, he was trying to negotiate my prices, like my starting bids, and I have 3-4X shirts that were nice shirts. It was kind of like it was a truck shirt. It was a Snap-on shirt. Had a cool Snap-on logo with I think a truck, and I saw sold comps for like $20 on eBay.
Yeah.
And I started it was a double XL. I started at $5, and he's like, no, he's $2 or $3. I'll buy it. I'm like, no, $5. And like, it's my price. It was just so uncomfortable. I just quit the show. And then I don't know. I'm just not, I don't think I'll do a clothing show.
It's frustrating. Like, so I have $1 into each of these shirts. So I started them off at $3. And that's something that's important, that like Dan talks about the space. And if you're, because I don't want to hate on Whatnot. I don't hate Whatnot. I just haven't figured it out. I haven't cracked that shell or whatever. What's frustrating is if you don't have just like that spare inventory or your overflow inventory because I've always considered, like, as a business, I'm way into the profit. Like, I'm way into the profit as a business, but still, like, I bought these shirts. If I look at it as I bought these shirts for $1 each, and I consider that into the factor, like, I have to get at least $3 just to make a little bit of money off of each shirt on Whatnot. And that's where you start to run into problems, like Dan talked about. If you're limited space and you don't have overflow inventory everywhere that you can run on there, that you're like, I've had this for a year and I'm into the profit on it, so I don't really think about what I have into it. But when you think about what you have into it and you need to make above that, that's when Whatnot became problematic for me. Like, when I was purposely sourcing, like, I bought these shirts and I thought about Whatnot when I bought them. And you know what I mean? And so, like, I thought I only have $1 into it. If I can get 3, I'll make $1.50 or whatever profit, I'll make 50 cents on each shirt. If they don't get bid up, I'll make at least 50 cents per shirt and I'm not losing money. You know what I mean? So that becomes a problem when you're purposely sourcing for Whatnot and you're thinking about the money you have into the item.
So I think I would start off. I would set up another show for, like, I don't know. Today's Tuesday. We're recording. If you set it up Thursday or Friday, and set it up at later in the day, maybe, I don't know. And then
let it marinate for a
today.
couple.
Like,
I definitely think times of shows matter. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that was a big mistake.
It's very rare. Like Saturday during your show, I was battling all the leads out front for 6 hours. I think I was 6 hours in on fighting leads.
I feel like Saturday afternoon is probably it's not the best time.
Yeah. I think all that does matter. You know what I mean? Like, I just thinking at the times that it's usually later at night. You know what I mean?
I'm doing a What show this Saturday.
Saturday at 2.
No, I'm at like 5:40.
That's a good time.
I don't know. But I think I'm just looking at me. But there's so many.
It was a big college football season. I don't know how, like, sports, like this last.
I mean, Ohio State's a big deal, I guess, around here. I'm learning that.
Yeah. So I don't.
So that was just hilarious, though. By the way, Dan was like, the moment he had like a little moment right now. He's like, I don't think Saturday in the afternoon is a good time to have a Whatnot off. I have my one on Saturday.
I got invited for a raid train. It's like a 20-minute show. It's a 20-minute show that Gen Multiverse is part of, and they invited me to do it. So it'll be a little bit different, I guess, because they already have like built-in people that are hanging out like already. It's not like I'm doing a pop-up, but like,
I'll tell you what,
I don't know. It's just in my head. Just if on Saturday afternoon, like, I'm not doing a show on Saturday afternoon because I'm watching football. Like, you told me you did a show yesterday. And I was like, I don't even remember. Like, how did I not see him doing a show? Like, I didn't get alert or anything. So I don't know. I did mine. But like my clothing shows didn't have very many people.
What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load it on a weekday, like a Thursday evening,
Yeah.
But I'm probably gonna do it for like maybe next Thursday, and I'm probably gonna load it 5 days early and just let it sit way out, like not have it
Oh yeah.
right away, so it has some time to just sit, and hopefully some people will see it.
Yeah.
There was something else I was gonna say, and I totally forgot. Dang it!
Well,
About
when you think of that, I can tell you I had some issues on eBay today. Like,
Let's hear it. We didn't get the text. We didn't.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I get it.
it's a
I get
professional
it, Jack.
podcast. It's a professional
I get it,
podcast
Jack,
that we.
man.
So 17 minutes into the show, we talked about me for like the first 17 minutes, and then like the next 30 minutes, we've been talking about whatnot. There's literally probably no one listening by now.
I could probably bet on that.
I got a message from someone. I sold a pair of Patagonia shoes a couple weeks ago to Austria, and I got a message from the buyer this morning and said, I haven't received the shoes yet. You don't happen to them? They're supposed to be delivered on the 7th, which is today. So I looked at the tracking, and it said that it's been it was tracking through customs, and it said being held by customs, and then it got released, but it was like held for like a day or two in customs, so it's like kind of late.
Do
And
you do
then
your own international shipping?
I did it through eBay.
Did you use their international program or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it went from me. I went to Illinois. Oh, it did the Illinois thing. They did whatever they do, and then it went on its way. But it shows like a day or two that it was held up in Austria, and it got released. And I messaged them, and I said, I really don't know what happened. And it's showing that it was held for a day or two through customs, but it got released. I'm like, I'm sorry, and then she replies back like she's like, well, I want to know what happened. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. But she's like, or I want my money back. And I replied, I'm like, well, just
damn.
Huh?
That's when you say, look, but listen, customer, listen, buyer. You used eBay's international program. Once they have it, you got to deal with eBay. Obviously, say it nice. No, I'm sorry, not to interrupt, but like not say it nicely. I always say it nicely, but that's eBay will take care of it. eBay will handle it from there. Like you just pass the baton on to eBay from there.
So I said, oh, well then I guess I replied and said that I should open that. Then you open a item not received, and then they started yelling at me like exclamation points.
They yelled at
all caps.
Yes. Any caps or just
no, just the beginning. Yes, but today, because I said it was supposed to be delivered at the 7th. This is all happening at 4:00 in the morning.
But they're like aren't they like 3 days ahead of us over there?
Think so.
Like,
I asked Siri.
Is it like Saturday over there?
I asked Siri
in Australia.
I asked Siri what time it was, and they were like, it was like noon. And when it was 4:00 here, they were like 8 hours ahead of us or something. So they still could get them today. And I said,
props to you, man. Props to you, because when it's international and it goes through eBay's international program, my message is, I'm sorry to hear that. You purchased this through the eBay international shipping program. You need to contact eBay for any further shipping questions because it is now in their hands. Have a good day. And that's it. And I don't respond after that because you got it to eBay, and that's all. And eBay, that's eBay's policy on it, is once we have it and it made it to eBay, it's our responsibility now to get it to the customer on time. And they will take care of it from there.
But like you said the right thing. But even if they open up like an item not delivered thing or whatever like that, all you gotta do is upload the tracking and
she won't do it though. She wants
on a case like that, eBay just should automatically take over. If they open up an item not received and it was international,
she won't do it.
Which I still don't understand the whole thing with
won't do it
with eBay. eBay that go ahead.
Oh, she's demanding to know what service I used.
Yeah, that's all eBay. I would just end it with that. Contact eBay if she's not. You know what I mean?
So I thought this was going to be a great subject for the podcast. And it sounds like I could have just asked Mike. Now I feel bad because Mike, I wanted to ask Mike this morning how I should respond.
Oh, we didn't get the mass text. I have a
podcast
text
day.
of
He
Red.
he probably just
Code
texted
Red.
Mike
I
on
named
his
it
own.
Code Red.
He probably just texted Mike. Yeah.
No, I mean the company that you used is eBay International, and eBay handles all that from here. You have to contact eBay. They have a number or someone that you can contact.
I just told her. I just said to contact eBay and see if she'll message me back while we're recording. Because I just said now I feel bad because you said to say it nice. I just put contact eBay.
That's nice.
That's nice. Did
It's
you yell it all
Did-
caps with
I should've.
exclamations?
She said she was gonna get her lawyers involved.
What?
man.
Oh my gosh!
They are a nice pair of shoes. It's a
How much
pair
were
of
they?
No, I mean
$30.
good-
Patagonia shoes, a women's size 10, my size.
Your size, you could have kept them.
They're nice. It's always something that I want to keep ends up turning into some kind of problem. I'm like, I should have kept these shoes. They're really nice. I'll put a picture up on the screen, I think, if I figure out how to do that.
Women's size
Well,
10,
I mean,
man.
the good thing is you're covered. Like you're covered all the way. eBay will,
We'll
even
see.
if they don't ever receive it, eBay will take care of it. Like you're covered, 100%.
Well,
And they
I still
can't
don't-
leave you. They can't
I-
leave negative feedback on that.
I mean, we're just getting. I'm getting all set up here because I've had to refund international shippings before where they
What?
got lost. They got lost.
Now you're sure
No.
you used eBay's international program?
This one I did. The other one I pretty sure I did, but I'm not sure. It was a mess. Like we don't.
Yeah,
That's
we're
a
giving you bad advice if you used your own international. Like if you bought an international label and used an international label, but like you said, you shipped it to their hub, the eBay hub in Illinois, right?
Yeah.
Then you're good. Like
I like the Kentucky one better. Never had a problem.
Erlinger.
Yeah,
I went picking
that's
in
where you went.
Erlinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went picking in Erlinger.
But I don't understand what eBay is. How somebody opens up an item not received case. They already have the tracking on file. Why do we have to upload the tracking again? Like
I don't get it.
It's bizarre to me.
I think it's a percentage game, Joe. Like even if only 5% don't upload it or whatever, I don't know. I guess eBay doesn't stand to make money off of that. So I don't know. I don't understand why they don't. Why there's not. Why it doesn't. I agree. Like why do I have to copy and paste this? Why?
Right.
Just to make
And it's already in the listing. You already have access to the listing.
Come on, eBay. We're a professional podcast. You need to be a professional.
Now I'm not bad.
A professional auction website.
I'm not
how
bad
I feel.
mouthing
I love
eBay.
eBay. I love
Yeah,
eBay.
yeah. I don't need any
I love
eBay
eBay.
karma.
Me too. Go
I
ahead,
love
Joe.
eBay. You keep doing it.
It's the best.
No, that's
Yeah, I did. I used eBay because
You're
I
good.
recently I remember shipping something with Pirate Ship that went international, but it was not that.
contact eBay. It's a contact.
What time is it over there now? They might be sleeping by now.
It's 8 hours before. It's like
It's 3 days ahead. It's
it's
Saturday.
like 8 p.m. 8:30. I think if that was right.
They might be watching Sunday football now.
They're watching Sunday football.
So
Like American football or football?
well, probably American because there was a NFL game there this last weekend in
I was in
Germany. Yeah, but aren't they pretty close?
No, I don't know. Where is Austria? I every time when you said Austria, my mind went right to that part of Dumb and Dumber when Jim Carrey goes, "Oh, Austria, good day, mate. Let's throw another shrimp on the bomb."
I had that. I had that problem today. Yesterday, I had to do a refund for $50 for a buyer.
For what?
I sold a pair of Cabela like hunting boots last week, and they opened up a return item. I arrived damaged, and it was a pair of boots. And I was thinking, did I put those
Damaged
in a poly?
boots?
Yeah. So the heel like split on them when they like, I guess I don't know if it's dry rotted. They like dry rotted. They looked brand new when I got them, and they've been listed for a while.
Did you do the bend test?
I don't remember. I don't think they look brand new. They look.
Let me
brand
ask
new.
you this: Joe has me thinking of stuff like this. Did it ever cross your mind that they sent you a picture of their old boots?
So I always think that when someone does something,
Always think that.
I always do. But I looked at I went back and looked at my pictures that I had on my listing, and I could see where it was starting to be a little messed up. Like it.
I get that. I agree with what you did. That's the right move. I once had a pair of Crocs, not Crocs, Danskos. Those. Oh, they're camo. They're like real tree or
Yeah, they're like camo. They're camo. If you're listening, I'm showing a picture. Professional.
So I saw a pair of Danskos that I did the same thing. I was able to find a mark on the shoe that confirmed it was mine. The one I saw, and man, it was dry rotted like crazy. Like they literally just disintegrated, and I felt so terrible. So I that's when I will just, to prevent any kind of bad thing happening, I'll give them a full refund.
So you look at if you're not.
Oh, I see the split right there. Yeah.
That's why
Look at you. You're a professional reseller.
I mean,
you're not just a professional.
I guess I should have noticed it when I listed it.
You should have known it. Yeah, you would be a real.
I saw that and I instantly just refunded them. And
Yeah,
I didn't say anything. I don't know if I should have or not, but
I found a pair of last weekend at a pair of Chuck Taylors, but they were made in
Joe
US.
just burp. I have to have the Joe just burp.
Did I just burp?
I don't know.
He hit the burp button.
I was laughing because I don't know why I put a scroll up to remind you.
Okay, maybe it was Dan laughing. Something just happened.
If you're watching on YouTube, I have a link up. Well, I guess I don't have to describe it if you're watching.
I gotta aim my camera because now when you do that, my professional podcast goes up a little bit. Watch. Make that go away and come back. Watch. See this? See how it went down?
Yep.
And then do it. See? Oh, so I gotta go like this now.
Yeah, but I'm only gonna leave it up for a second because it's going super fast and it's annoying me. I thought it would be.
Dan laughed. Joe didn't burp. Dan laughed. All right, my bad. I apologize.
I might have burped. I don't know.
Now that they're all caught up.
But I bought these made in USA.
Ooh, made in USA Converse.
If you're listening, Joe's showing up a pair of old beat up sneakers.
So
$120 ish.
I put them up for auction. I started the auction at $130.
So why are you smelling those? Stop smelling those.
Stop smelling those.
And immediately got a $200 offer on it.
What?
A bid right away and a $200 offer on it. And then all of a sudden, I've gotten nothing but questions about it. Probably 15 questions, all about this. Squeeze the top.
Squeeze the top. I had a nickel.
Squeeze this, bend this.
I'm like the weirdest people.
And all of them
are they talking about the shoes?
Yeah, they're all from all overseas. Like the last one was from Thailand.
We're all having all overseas problems. I'm gonna tell you mine after you're done, Joe.
But I'm not. And now they keep the bids, I think, up to $150 or $160 right now. I think they have 2 days left. But I don't know. Now I'm getting nervous. Like the one guy was like, squeeze the tire. What's the tire?
Go out to your car and kick your tire with the shoe on.
The bottom, right? The bottom is the tire.
I don't
know.
So, but I'm sure these are going to come. I'm sure in future episodes we will be talking about these shoes coming back.
Wait, Jimmy, before you tell us your international mystery, tell us about the hat.
This one right here.
Is that the $600 hat?
That's the international mystery. So this hat right here.
Listeners, if you're watching,
I'm a professional podcaster too. It's a Cleveland Indians big logo hat. I picked this up for $5, y'all. $5. I listed it for $800. $800. It's worth that. It's worth.
Is this the hat you talked about in the first episode you're on with us?
No, this is another $800 hat. That one's still here. This is a different one. So
is this the one you got a payment on? I
got an offer of $650, and I accepted it. It was international, so I was a little nervous. But I also know the protections that eBay have internationally, so I accepted it because it would go through the eBay's international. But they haven't paid, and it's been 3 days now, so I don't think they're gonna pay. So I'm gonna end up having to relist it.
Do you know where it was going?
I don't remember. I know it was
Don't-
international. I don't
please-
remember. I can't. It was 3 days ago. I don't remember offhand.
Please don't say
Maybe
United.
Bangladesh or something.
Okay,
Like that.
don't say United Kingdom because that is our only international listeners on the,
Oh,
on
yeah.
the audio side. So
Those are our friends across the pond. We got to do our best accent. Do your best accent.
I don't
Do your best
accent.
British accent. Come on. Is that offensive? I mean, actors do it all the time.
I don't know. I don't think I have one.
Brett,
Joe, you do one.
It's going across the pond.
That's perfect for all of us.
There, that's
For all
everyone.
my British viewers out there, we appreciate.
All right, well,
If
these are
you're not
topics.
offended,
a lot
Joe's
of
holding up
questions.
a pair of
A lot of
shoes.
questions from Bangkok, Thailand, or Thailand.
Oh, really?
Sorry, yeah, a lot of questions from Thailand for these. So, Jimmy, get your Thailand accent ready for.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that where is Singapore out there?
So it's right over there, I'm sure.
That's my karaoke name, Singapore.
Is it really? Is that is that from something? Did I missed something?
There's someone sells that joke. I'm not good at. I don't remember. He's from Singapore. He doesn't sing good because he's from Singapore. Sorry, bad joke.
I don't.
You get it right, Singapore.
At this point, I just would like to tell you that after next week's episode 7, we're going to be over on the Pocket Change podcast YouTube
Wait,
channel.
how many episodes is this? What episode? Episode 7. What
Wait,
episode is this?
I thought we are doing 2. Wait, 6. I've been posting
No,
this
you're right.
too.
You're right.
Wait,
this
are we
is 4,
starting
and
at episode 7?
Just
We're
leave
doing
it.
4 and 5, and then
I thought
6.
you said the next episode 7, and I was like, wait a second.
Wait, look, read my scroll across. Oh my god, this is the worst podcast.
Professional.
I'm promoting the wrong show. Oh my god.
We're just
Dude,
gonna,
Guys,
we don't know
this is-
what we're doing.
This is going to go real well, guys.
Oh my
This-
god. Like we do want to. I want to be honest. Well, I don't
Oh.
know their feelings, but my expectations are just to have some fun. This is not about becoming like some kind of podcast.
Is this what we call
genius.
fun? Is this what we
I
call
mean, I'm
fun?
having
right
fun. Yeah, I'm not looking to be some podcast genius. I just want to come every week
now?
to the
Oh,
podcast,
man, that's
and I want
funny.
to put my headphones on, and I'm going to talk through my blue-white microphone. And
Hey, I found a blue microphone. I found a snowball at the
Yeah.
bins.
oh really?
I found
Did you buy it?
a blue snowball. Yeah, I bought it. It's sitting in the back. Yeah, I told you the bins have been great. That's another thing we found was a blue snowball.
Why are we
Sonia found it.
recording a
Sonia found
podcast?
it.
You should be at the bins.
Yeah, I mean, I actually see you guys later.
I want to
Yeah,
go to
it's
the.
been really good. I told you there's nobody. They're picking like seven other people. Like
I think I would have to go every day, knowing that. Like I think that
I
was
would.
like you said
I'll be there
earlier.
I
every
think
day.
the word will get out and there'll be more people there. But you know, I'm so I have to apologize, Dan. By the way, there's 11,000 people in my town. Sonia corrected me.
Oh,
So
almost
we
double.
just gained like 4,000 people.
would you guys merge?
overnight.
Did you guys take over another town or something?
I had said like 7. It's actually Sonia said it's 7-11. It's 11, and I think Marion is the town that the bins is in is like a 30,000. But I'm guessing
Oh, okay. So it's like
20 to 30,000 people in Marion. So it's not a big city. So
Well, my bins. I go to Gary, Indiana, which is
ooh, scary.
Uh,
Scary,
birth-
Gary.
birthplace of Michael Jackson.
yes, yeah, very good. Yeah.
Now is Gary really that's because I only thing I know about Gary is TikTok, and TikTok does this stuff about Gary, Indiana, and how run down and scary it is, and that's the only thing I know about Gary.
I think there's parts, but you're kind of on the outskirts. Like
Sorry
where I go to the bins is
For all you Gary, Indiana Jonesans that listen,
Indianians,
I apo-
Indianians, is what-
Indianians.
or Hoosiers apparently.
all you Hoosiers and Gary, and I apologize. TikTok has corrupted my brain. I apologize.
I mean, where I go, it's fine. I'm not scared. It's not scary to be there. There's
Okay.
I think there's there's other places around that I wouldn't. There is a spot that I hate getting stopped at the stoplight because there's always people outside, and they have a
someone
sign.
can
They
do
want
it.
money. They want me to give them money, and I don't
Oh.
have money to give them. And literally, I don't have money because I don't have cash on me. when I'm going. So like I just kind of pretend I don't see them. And the
Put
one time
blinders
the
on?
lady was like, she was showing me her sign, and I was just kind of looking away, and she's like, starts shaking it in front of me, like she was upset with me because I want to give her any money. Like, I'll give you a ride to the bins, I guess. If you want to go to the bins.
You need to get those. You need to get those big like sunglasses that go over like your regular glasses. They're
Yeah.
gonna think that you can't see anyway.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. You're driving and you can't see. There you go.
Don't tell me you have them. Oh my lord.
Oh my god. Of course, for those of you listening, of course, Dan has a pair. And why are they right there? Like, why
An
were they
armory.
so convenient that you
Armory.
could just grab them?
Because they're part of one of my ensembles, I guess. I got these from my best friend Mike from the January house. He gave these to me.
Why do you have? What are those for? They like, are they just sunglasses?
Mike had them. Mike had them on. I don't remember. He had them, and I wanted them.
Are they like Ray Bans? Did that say Ray Ban right there?
No, they're solar shields.
Solar Shield.
Oh.
That's I was way off with
As seen on TV, I'm sure.
Why do you have those though? Just because he gave
I thought they were funny.
wear them?
I thought they were funny, so Mike sent them to me. He had them for some. I don't remember how he got them, but he sent them to me, and then I just have them sit here. I just put them on once in a while.
Now that we've had the time change, I gotta go get those glasses that help you see in the dark. I have the worst night vision. Like I can't even drive at night. I'm like that old grandpa now. I can't drive at night, and I have to get like those yellow blue blocker whatever that go. And I have to get them for over my glasses. And like, oh look, he hit the cough button. So no, I gotta go get them because I like. Somebody's like, it's dark at 5 o'clock, and you need to be able to drive. But I can't see in the dark. Like
I can't deal with this daylight savings time and all that, man.
Well, TikTok corrupted me again. It said something like, "Let's go tonight. We go from sunshine and rainbows to darkness and misery."
I went to my mom's house last night for dinner, and I had to drive home. I had to drive home in the dark, and ever since I've been like reselling full time, I don't ever go out at night, and I had a hard time seeing. I was like, "Holy crap!" Oh, am I allowed to see that? I'm sorry.
Oh, you said crap.
Oh my god, we're done.
Son of
a... I'm sorry. I'm like, I need to not. I can't see. Oh, I'm all flustered because I said that.
Do you have light colored eyes? I can't tell.
I have hazel.
Yeah, I have like greenish blue eyes. Joe, I know you have light color. That's what it is. If you don't wear sunglasses and you have light colored eyes, then when you get older, look at that one. The dark areas are pitch black to me now. Like it was never that way. It just recently started changing. Like if I'm driving in the dark and it's dark in the horizon or whatever, like it's as black as that wall next to Joe right there.
I don't know. I just don't like that it's dark at 5 o'clock.
Only for a little bit.
I'm already done with it.
It just started.
Yes. Again, we've talked about how Sonia, my wife, is like an old grandpa already. Like she worries about our gutters all the time. She
get the leaves in the gutter.
Oh my god!
I have leaves in my gutter.
She's stressing about it right now. I guarantee you upstairs, she's stressing about it, and she hates the daylight savings. She will sit there like I don't say grandma. She sits there like an old grandpa, just complaining about the daylight savings time. I'm telling you right now.
That's me. I'm done with this.
I don't know. As a reseller, not having to go out in it as much, it doesn't bother me as much. But
it's just like the first couple days are a little weird. I just fixed my car time today. Oh yeah, because did you guys have election day? Do you guys have elections today?
Yeah, but I just moved here and I haven't got that all set up yet, so I'm being bad.
I feel I've lived here in this house for 20 years, and I've been voting in 2 spots. They switched it a few elections ago, but I go to vote today and it's not there. I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
And we didn't get a text to Code Red?
I don't know. I called my mother. It's because I was telling her last night.
She got the Code Red text.
I called her because I feel bad. I like to go. I like to. Yeah. You can't complain unless you're voting. So I wanted to go vote so I can start complaining.
We're We're getting right into the political.
Yeah,
part of
this is a segment. We have to talk. So who are you guys voting for? No, I'm joking. No, I don't know. I went out real fast before we did this because I was gonna talk, but I wasn't sure if you guys if it's elections everywhere, if it's just certain states or whatever. But I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I looked it up, and there's like literally it just tells me what precinct I'm in, but it doesn't tell me what precinct I'm supposed to go to. And
Let me ask you this. Is it my fault that I'm not registered? If when I went to get my license, they asked me, do I want to register? And I said yes. And they said they would send me the stuff in the mail.
And they
never got it. And I never got it. Now, that's been 3 months ago, and I never followed up, but I also never got it. Is that my fault?
I mean, I guess you have to follow up.
All right, I need to follow up.
But it's my fault. I assumed I was going to the same spot. Like I thought they would like send me a thing too. I remember them sending me one where when they switched it, or I don't remember if it was just a reminder. Like I don't know. I might figure it out before the polls close, or is that what it's called? Polls?
Yeah, polls.
Yeah,
I think they close at 8:00. Well,
no, I think it's 6:00.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it's different. I don't know. It might be different for every state. Who knows?
We have 1.5 million people in. Well, that's in Philadelphia. I'm not in Philadelphia anymore.
Yeah,
you forget.
You're the so-called Philly picker,
right? But we have 1.5 million people in Philadelphia with not a bin store.
There's no bins out there
in Philadelphia. Nope.
Man,
that's weird. None at all.
Nope, not that I know of. I might.
No. I'm not questioning you. I'm just surprised.
I'm questioning you. Look it up.
Look it up.
That was good. That was good.
Anybody
making sure we.
Do you think Austria has a bin? Do you think our listeners in the UK have bins? Do that? What's their They don't have
charity shops. They do charity shops.
They have car boots.
What, car boots? Car boots.
Isn't that like a flea market? Car boot?
Yeah, but then they have that and then charity.
Yeah, what is their? They don't have Goodwill of them. What's their thrift store called? And do they have bins?
I don't know. I don't think so. Do you watch any international
I used to,
channel?
not right now.
I
the one that was
I haven't watched. I watched
Australia.
Aussie Flippers, 2 Aussie Flippers.
No, the one that she was just here visiting for
Back by Burnout.
No.
Yeah.
I used to but this is before I got into like reselling like this. When I had one spot where I did it 6 months. I saw a TV show and there was Jason T. Smith. Is that his name?
Who?
Jason T. Smith, I think is his name.
I'm not sure who that is.
He's I think it's him. He's a reseller, and he had a show on Spike TV. Him and another guy, they would like go thrifting, and I don't remember what it was called. And
it was
it got me
Bargain Hunter. No,
it might been
on TV, huh?
It was on TV. It was on TV, and I
on
saw
the BBC.
No, Spike TV.
Spike TV.
Spike TV. I'm pretty sure it was Spike TV.
Does Spike TV still exist? That's long gone, right?
Yeah, it's Jason T. Smith.
Now I think it's what is it still? Reels TV.
Reels TV.
Yeah, but there is no bid store. Closest bid store to me is Belmar, New Jersey, which is right over the bridge.
Okay.
Down over the Walt Whitman Bridge, down by the stadiums.
I wonder what they charge per pound. Are they over $2 also?
I don't know.
I'll tell you, it's nice. I hope it lasts. I hope it doesn't get shut down because, like you guys said, I should go there every day to support them. Huh?
Yeah, you should. I mean, get all the stuff. Get all the stuff. Like if you have a big thing of like Blu-rays or something. I
don't sell media.
What not?
That's easy. Yeah.
If you got a big tub of stuff and you pay $5 for those Blu-rays, you go there and you just
not Blu-ray seller. I mean, I saw you do it, so I guess
so. Like you could sell. I bought Blu-rays and I started off. I did my first show. I did a Friday afternoon show. I scheduled it a few days, and this last one I did, I scheduled the night before, and I had like 14 bookmarks, like super fast. There's like a big.
And you don't think it's your followers, like people that want to just buy it?
No, none of the shows I do. I do the community garage sale raid train on Wednesdays, and those are a lot of the same people. None of the other shows I do are they're not like, there's a few people that are people that I like, followers from like YouTube and stuff that I know, that I remember, that are but a lot of them are, I don't know who they are. Like,
what category do you use? Do you use the
Blu-rays?
Yeah, you use the actual category
None of the people from that's like their own little community. I watch a lot of those. And I bought some Blu-rays. I like movies. I got into selling my DVD seasons.
You like movies? Why aren't you on the new podcast with Dave and Carrie? Then
I'm not big time like that. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I think I have to go to the library because the first one is Blade Runner, so I want to watch the Blade Runner, and then they review it, so I got to watch it.
The remake or the
1982
with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, and I think I
haven't seen that forever.
I'm pointing over to my Blu-ray. I had it on Blu-ray, and I think I sold it. So I have some stuff piled up here next to my Blu-rays. I have to move this stuff to see if I still have it. If I don't, I got to run to the library today to rent it so I can watch it before Friday, so I can listen to the. I don't remember seeing it, but
you rent from your library.
I love renting movies from my library. I love it.
Do you return them on time?
Yep. Yeah. I used to, when I worked for well, now I can't waste. I used to have like the most ridiculous late fees all the time.
From the library. No. There's pictures up in the library.
The library. I used to go. It's something about going, like, looking for a movie, and you go into the going to the video store. They have all the movies too. My library gets like new releases. Like if it came out today,
it's the Blockbuster.
And I'll go there and I go look, and I'll come home and my brother will be like, "You can stream that on Netflix." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care. I wanted to get the DVD."
That's nostalgia.
Yeah, that it started because I used to have I didn't have whatever you like Wi-Fi, not my Wi-Fi, like my data. What do we call your internet? I didn't have like unlimited. I didn't have unlimited.
You had a limited.
So I kept on getting like this huge overage every month.
You should buy a old tube TV and a VCR and start watching VHSs.
I've thought about that because I have a VCR. I don't want to move it because we're a podcast. I don't want to show you, but I have a VCR sitting right here. I've thought about that. My shelf. I have a shelf in my room that I keep all my like inside inventory. And when I moved into this house, that was wall to wall of just movies, and I got rid of them all. Like,
you'd be hip. I'm telling you, if you do that, you'll be hip because it's a thing. We talked about something else being a thing. I don't remember. It's a thing for the young crowd is buying tube TVs and VHSs, and then they buy all the popular old movies, and they'll literally just sit there watching them, like the stuff from the 80s and early 90s.
And I see people buy them on. I don't know how well there's like a little group on Whatnot that they buy VHS stuff. I don't know. And it's I first thought it was like all the whatever sealed. That's the word I was looking for. Sealed, but if they're looking for random old
all the young kids, and then Kevin Commonwealth is doing it also. They're buying all the VHS.
I used to think it was so cool when I was a kid. Like I had like set up an Atari to play an Atari because I wanted to play that. Like,
but it's the thing. Like, they'll take a whole room and turn it into like an 80s room. Like they're doing. Cool. It's like that. Or am I just making that up? That's a thing, right?
That's a thing. I think so. I think so.
We'll do the entire room with old video games. They have an old TV. They'll like even buy an old rotary style phone, even though they'll, like the push button phone or rotary style phone that they can get to work. Yeah, it's a thing that's happening. Why? I don't know. So you should do that. You should make a room like that. You should just turn your room that you're in into that.
Yeah, but where am I going to work?
True.
I don't have any place to work.
I'll
I can
worry
turn
about
my
it.
room into an 80s room. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm just gonna watch. I'm gonna watch Blade Runner. I've never seen it.
I don't remember if I ever seen it either.
I've seen it a long
It's not
time.
really.
ago.
It's not really my style of movie. I usually watch comedies or suspense. So
No, it's definitely my style movie. I keep thinking of the eight. What was the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Terminator?
No,
Terminator?
where he was running. The Running Man. I think it's called the Running Man.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger's in the Running Man.
Yeah, it's the one where he's like a prisoner. He was like falsely accused, and he's a prisoner, and they put him out into this like war, like the post-apocalyptic world or whatever. I don't know. And like they have these gladiators that come after him to try to kill him because that's his punishment for the crime. You've never seen the Running Man? Great movie, epic.
I guess maybe if it comes up on there, it's almost like a movie club. I guess it sounds like a movie club, right? It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think
those guys over there. They got to review the Running Man now. If their guys are watching, Dave.
They have like AI tell them which one to.
Oh,
I going to watch the next week,
and then so then you watch it. I don't know. I think it's great. I wish I would have thought of that idea.
Yeah, now I'm jealous.
I know, right?
They're professional podcasters.
You're asking why aren't you on there? You were like begging to be on big channels podcast.
Yeah, Dave, why am I not on? Maybe I'll talk my way into it. I doubt it.
That'd be funny if you try to talk your way into there, and then we're like, you know what, whatever. We'll get Mike. We'll go at Mike one more time.
We'll get Mike.
We'll get Mike.
No, I think I like the idea of a non-reselling podcast, though.
This basically was a non-reselling podcast.
Well, not really.
Any reselling? We talked about whatnot for 20 minutes.
We talked about whatnot. We talked about your international shipping catastrophe.
All right.
We talked about the Goodwill bins. Who I've been over here looking at the reviews from my Goodwill bins that's closest to me. I probably won't be going.
No. Well,
bring a shame.
Google 3.6 stars out of 5, and the 1 stars are hilarious.
Oh god. Well, you can read that next time, Joe, because we're gonna end. This is the Pocket Change podcast.